Well, I'll turn that down. St. Ricketts, The Catalyst, Wednesday night, www.stricketts.com. You know, we use them for Tuesday night. We use them for Wednesday night. Thank you, fellas. And we are here 100% live on a Wednesday night episode of The Yo Show. Kind of a Yo 2.0, as we say. How about that? I still didn't even put my face in the screen yet. There we go. Here he is. There's handsome. God, this guy's got to get his beard trimmed. For all of you looking at the screen and you're like, hey, we were promised somebody else. You're exactly right. Time to bring her out. Looks like she's got a little internet lag. You good? You good? Okay. Our special guest co-host for the evening, the woman that I call the $1 Million Smile. Let's bring out the lovely, Vividly Vixen. Viv, welcome back.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, and thanks for coming on. Looks like you had a little bit of a lag, and we'll see if that cures itself. Kinsey King in the house. Brand new music coming out soon. By the way, my wife got the sneak preview, Kinsey, and she said she loves it. Get ready for some new music there. We're excited for it. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Yo 2.0, as we call it on Wednesday night. What I do is I bring in more great guests, also bring in guest co-host. Viv has been with us a few times, and why not? She's lovely. She is the woman of the $1 Million Smile, and she thinks I'm cool. So that right there.
That's not hard to think, though. You are pretty cool.
Well, thank you. I try. I don't know how cool I am. My wife says I'm cooler on here than I am in real life.
That's funny.
She might be right. We got a great guest tonight. The good people at Core PR have brought us a lot of great talents. They do a lot of country artists and a lot of music, and we appreciate that. And every once in a while they reach out. They're great. One of the great promoters, Anna Castle, and she says, I got people. How about some people? Sure, send us some people. And tonight we got one of those awesome ones. We got a few lined up, but tonight we got a great one. Around 8:30 tonight, Miss Chloe Styler is going to be our guest. Very excited for that. Brand spanking new song. Like, we got it the day it drops. 25 is the song. We'll play that. We'll play a couple others from this great music talent.
Yeah, she's young too, isn't she?
She's young and from Australia, and man, it's really cool. I'm excited for this. A little different taste what we're used to.
I love Australians.
So do I, actually. Jason Rushman, who's a big fan of the Happy Hour pod, that's where he found us. Hey, everybody, hope everyone's having an incredible night. Sorry for missing a couple episodes, Jeff. I got really busy. Well, Jason, I'm not going to punish you. I do have Vividly Vixen here, so no punishments. JD Wolf in the house, you from the Northland, you beautiful people. Thank you, dude. Thank you for joining us as always. We love it, and like I said, I love hanging out with Viv, and Jason gives you a big hello.
Hello, Jason.
I don't know if you got the message. I got the message. I don't know if you are or not, but the Happy Hour Pod Rumble is coming up again.
I did get that message.
You did? Are you going to join us?
Absolutely.
Oh, I love it. So it's coming in June. I got to get the exact date, but they do a Pod Rumble using the game Incoherent. And they basically give you like, good Lord, like 30 seconds to guess the word. You get a clue or two, and that's about it. Very cool. This year, Viv is in. I will be in. You get a nice championship belt if you win, and bragging rights for the year to get
Yeah,
from the audience.
I gotta do some studying on that because I suck at that.
Brandon, I almost want to buy the game. I'm like, don't cheat. But like, I mean, like, I do
I'm
suck.
totally gonna buy the game, and I'm totally cheating. But it's not cheating if I'm not lying about it, right?
True. I mean, if you read them and don't carry the card. My man John Simon's in the house, part of the SRR promotions team in the Key Concert Series. And we're going to lay that on everybody real quick, Viv, while you're here, because I know you got your plane ticket ready, and I know you're coming out for April 27th, which is my birthday at the Fuge, the Key Concert Series, April 27th. Tickets on sale right now, keyconcertseries.ticketleap.com. Buy them online, save yourself a couple bucks. The Fuge, the studio room, 780 Falcon Circle, Warmminster, PA, connected to Tranquility Brewing Company, who does the food and drink. Sponsor Comprehensive Chiropractic and Rehab, SRR Promotions in the Yo Show, Placid, the Grimjack, Sour Station, Milo Sky, and it's also my actual birthday. So special guest, Vividly Vixen, flying in from Florida. Thank you for that.
Jeff, I make no promises. I tell no lies.
Okay, I buy that. I'll take that. I understand that. I've had a lot of people ask me how long I think I'll last.
What? Not coming to Florida?
No, the 27th. Like how it's kind of it's not a job, but it's kind of a PR work thing for me when I'm there because I work the room. I talk to a lot of people, so I'm not going to get bombed. I'm not.
Well, maybe you should.
Well, maybe afterwards I will, but
maybe it would be more entertaining, I think, for all of us.
Maybe. But you've seen this show enough now, and you've been on here enough to know that I slur a lot when I drink, and I don't think I should be slurring.
I just don't ever shut the fuck up.
Well, I mean, that's also good. I mean, I know last couple times, like later in the show, you go on a little bit of a rant, which is kind of cool. I like it. He's the one who always says hi on Instagram. My name comes up at the bottom of the comments. Jason's a big fan, and you might, John. You're allowed to, dude. You're allowed to drink it up, and because you're doing the sound, that's the hard job, man. So enjoy it.
Oh man, well yeah, Jason. I have lots of people, and on Instagram I don't really like Instagram, so I'm not really on there very frequently, and I don't really I don't interact on there very well. So I don't really know who you're talking about or what pictures. I don't really know what you're talking about. And I get a million freaking things on there. So sorry. Get me up on one of the other platforms.
She's got plenty of platforms. And, I forgot to type them out because I'm just horrible at my gig. But real quick though, speaking of your platforms, you had an issue with one of them, did you not? A couple days ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did.
It was Snapchat?
It was my Snapchat again. Yep. Yep. Everything sounds the same at the end of the night.
It might be the big. It all sounds great all hours of the night. But so what happened with Snapchat? What was that little snag about? Something about giving us too much sexy or something like that? Like it was weird.
Yeah. I know the community guidelines very, very well. I've studied them very well because I love using Snapchat as a platform, but I have been kicked off 2 other times last year. And when they kick you off, it's not like you can just make a new email address or whatever and like make a new account. They block the IMEI number on your phone, so you literally have to get a new phone. So I went like 7 or 8 months without Snapchat at all. And then when I got my new phone, got Snapchat back, and then that was really awesome. And then within 28 days, I was averaging 1.3 to 1.4 million views.
Wow.
So like, that was crazy. It was like my biggest platform, like within 28 days. I love it. And there's so much about it that I love, except their AI system that they have that they use. And anybody can report anything for anything. So I made sure I never posted any nudity. I never posted any like commercialized whatever. Like I stayed within the guidelines very, very well. And somebody was stalking my chats for my snaps, my public snaps for like a while, for a couple of days. before it all went down, and they were screenshotting, oh, they were screen recording my stories, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like, why are you doing that? It'd just be me like talking to a dog or something. You know what I mean? It's not like there was anything exciting
Hey,
going on. So I think that they were just like trying to see if there was going to be something worthwhile keeping or using
yeah.
against me, like in a report or something like that. And then on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I was at Secrets in Kissimmee for the Eye Candy takeover. And on Saturday, I don't know, I took some videos, like I don't know, like 10-second long videos of like people that came in our room and they were playing on like the sex swing. Like everyone was clothed, so there was nothing going on. There was also like one of those things that, like you put your I can't like it's like a guillotine, but it's not. You know,
Okay.
and you know what I'm talking about though? Like you said, I can't remember the name of
No.
it.
Boy, this has
Um,
swerved really fast.
well, that's why I got like over 1 million views in my first 28 days. There's this random shit that goes down, and I just record it. And like, I don't know, I didn't do it. I just, anyway. So somebody saw that, and then the two girls that were like swinging on the sex swing, they were using it as just a swing. They weren't doing anything on it. They were just and so I got reported for sexual harassment
Oh, wow.
and sexual content. And then the next day, I was completely booted off.
Wow.
And
I got to tell you, that guillotine thing made my lower head kind of twinge. Ouch.
it's like a guillotine, but it's not. Like it keeps your. I
Oh.
can't remember the damn name of it, but it's like you put your head in it, and then your arms in it, and then the wood part comes back down on top of you, so you're stuck there.
Oh, the rack.
I mean,
It's called a rack.
but maybe that's what they call it up in Pennsylvania. And
All right.
I'm not sure. I forget what it's called. Like a stockade kind of thing, right? But
Okay.
it's a sexual implement, if you will. Um,
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know, but anyway, so I got booted, and
It
I'm
sounds
like,
safer than guillotine.
it does sound safer than guillotine. There were no sharp objects involved. Nobody was hurt in the making of this content or harassed. There was no sexual harassment going on. I was just sitting on the damn couch. I was trying to take a nap, and everybody just opened the door and it turned into a party in the room. And I'm like, oh
Woodstocks?
man, no,
I thought it was stacks or stocks or
I
something
don't
like that.
know. I can never remember the name of it. But anyways, so I didn't do anything. I didn't post anything. Nobody was naked. There was nothing sexual going on. It was just a couple of drunk adults that were just like, "Ooh, it's a kid playground for grown-ups," you know, like, and then they just, yeah, it was hilarious. But anyways, so yeah, I got booted off of my Snap.
A
So
gigantic
sad face.
boo to the people at Snapchat. Sad face. Yeah, keep sad
Yeah.
face. My sad
I'm
face stinks.
I'm so like I promote them so hard too, and I just love their platform so much. So it just sucks because it's not even like it was a person that went through and was like, you know what, that report was legitimate. We are going to ban it, or oh, that's not legitimate at all. That has nothing to do with X, Y, Z, and like and let it slide. Instead, they give you like a bunch of timeouts, and then when you get a certain number of timeouts, then you get kicked off. So they don't have anybody. It's just an AI that goes through, like an algorithm goes through and sees it. So, but if you fight it enough, then it gets in front of real people, and then the real people will look at it. So I'm in the middle of fighting to get it back.
We wish you luck, and we're going to have you back again in the near future to find out the results.
Well, last time I found out why they actually kicked me off, it took about 6 months
Wow.
for them to let me know that they booted me because I was underage. Yeah, I was like, I've had this Snapchat for 12 years.
Underage.
It can't
Wait,
even possibly, I can't possibly be underage. It was just some bullshit excuse.
flattering.
So.
They think you're like 17.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was just bullshit.
I've never been mistaken for 17. Um,
No.
let's get a song in. Sorry, because Chloe's got a brand new song that's actually dropped today called 25. And it's very rare to be it. We world premiered a couple songs way back in the past, but it's like drop day, and we're going to get to play it right here. 25 is the song. Going to load it up. Gotta find it. There it is. Because if you type in the number, you're not going to find it. Gotta type in the words 25, as I learned the hard way several times. About 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Going to play it right here. Brand new from tonight's guest, Chloe Styler, 25. We'll be back in a few minutes. Yo 2.0 with Vividly Vixen. and yeah, some other guy. Hey, me. We'll be back in a few on the O Show Live.
I don't want my friends to think that I'm not calling just 'cause they're living and I'm still falling. I don't wanna lie that I know something's missing beneath this makeup. My mind is messy. Maybe there's a price to pay for hoping that I'll find a way to chase this dream a million miles away. I don't know what I want, but I gotta let it all work out and try to hide these insecurities. When it all goes wrong, gotta have a little faith right now, and that's just life. At 25, half my friends have settled, half are waiting for something better, but I'm too impatient. I'm running out of years to waste, but I've still got this dream to chase. I get homesick, but I know I can't stay. I don't know what I want, but I gotta let it all work out and try to hide these insecurities. When it all goes wrong, gotta have a little faith right now, and that's just life. At 25, breakups and makeups and living is lonely, but nobody knows that I'm still trying to find me. I don't know what I want, but I gotta let it all work out and try to hide these insecurities. When it all goes wrong, gotta have a little faith right now, and that's just life. At 25, I don't know what I want, but I gotta let it all work out and try to hide these insecurities. When it all goes wrong, gotta have a little faith right now. Yeah, that's just life. At 25.
Absolutely terrific. I love it.
That was
25.
awesome.
That's a great song. I love it a lot. Very pretty. It's got a great voice, and the song is soft and smooth, and I like it a lot. It's out today, 25. So go to your, well, after the show, after we talk to Chloe, go to your platform, Spotify and Apple Music and all that, and download it. Check it out on YouTube and follow this wonderful artist. I love it. I think it's great.
It's really catchy. It might be one of my favorite ones we've played on here.
Well, I'm glad you did that too, because you know, when I get the guest co-host, I'm like, all right, you're coming on tonight, and here's the guest. Like I don't give anybody really a choice. Like here's the guest.
You do
And
the same to me. You're like, yeah, are you coming on tonight? Okay, yeah, this is who we're doing. I'm like, I've never heard of this band. I don't know anything about them. Like, and it's always like an hour before we show, and it's like I don't have time to do like my research, or if I do, it's like a really busy day, so I'm like stacking it in between like point A to point B drives. I try to
it's
be
kind of
prepared. You make it hard though, and then you communicate on like 18 different platforms, and it's like, oh, this is here, and then oh, by the way, the directions for this is here, and like these are the Jeff, we gotta work on that.
you need a PR person like Chloe. It was nice and easy.
No, you need a PR person.
I maybe I do. Maybe I do. But John Simons, I agree. If she was not in Australia, if she was local here, I would book her tomorrow. Absolutely. I think she's terrific. Great tune and a great melody. She is backstage. We'll bring her out in a minute or two. Just to remind you again that the new single 25 comes out today. And I can't even tell you how excited I got when I found out. I said with the people from Core PR when they announced that they'd like to schedule Chloe, and I picked the day. I didn't realize until just like 2 days before that today is the day the song drops. That's very cool. That excites me.
Yeah, we're like premiering her song for today.
Right? It actually makes
Yeah.
me feel professional Go figure. I try. I really do. We have a blast on this. We do it every Tuesday and Wednesday night. And more lately, we've been bringing a lot of music to the forefront, whether it's local or nationwide, because we just love it. I love new artists. I love people working hard to make their move, and this is what we've been bringing. And Viv, you've been here for a lot of it, and I thank you for joining me on some guest co-host spots as well.
Yeah, no, I love that you let me slide on in.
I do, unlike the great people at Snapchat. We will not go there. Let's do our guest. And this is a little early, but we'll bring her out. And a lot of times, what we do is like I write down some talking points, and then later on we just kind of let it roll. So I'm sure we got plenty of time tonight. Let's bring her out. Terrific singer and songwriter. Brand new single we played here earlier today. 25. It's out now. Spotify and Apple Music and all that. So right after the program at 10:01 Eastern Standard Time, make sure you download it. Stay here, of course. God, I'm so shameless. Let's bring her out, the wonderful and talented Miss Chloe Styler in the house. Chloe, good evening.
Hello.
Oh, I love your accent. Yes.
I love yours.
Thank you.
Kind of funny because I never see it as us having one, but people like even in the United States, people from a different state are like, God, your Philly accent. I'm like, my Philly accent, your New York accent. So when we get one from across the globe, we love it even more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me. It's so fun to have the song getting premiered today with you guys. It's a real treat. Thank you.
Absolutely. Awesome. It is awesome. I'm flattered to the fact that today is the day. And, sometimes people rush right to YouTube to download the video. And if not, a lot of people saw the video first right here on our program. Wow. But,
Are you blushing, Jeff?
A little bit. I do. You know me.
Already?
I'm a big time blusher, Chloe. Anything that flatters me or makes me happy makes me pink a little bit. I'm not too bad, but I'm happy for that. And first of all, congratulations. The new song again is 25. Tell us about the song and its meaning and creating it. Everything. Tell us everything about that song and putting it out because it's terrific.
Thank you. I'm really proud of this song. It was written a bit over a year ago when I was 25, and I was really going through the motions of a quarter life crisis, to be honest. I just felt like I didn't know where I was going with my career, what kind of music I wanted to put out, what I even wanted to say in my music. I was in a relationship that either was going to end in babies and marriage, or we were going to break up, and I just didn't really know where I wanted that to head. And I just felt really lost. And every night I'd scroll through Instagram and I'd see friends that were getting engaged or having a baby or things like that. And I just felt like I was not achieving what everybody else was at my age. So I wrote this song and yeah, I'm really proud of it. I'm definitely through the quarter life crisis now, but I definitely think it's a feeling that we've all felt before, just a little lost along the way.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Little props from our fans here, and John Simons, who's a great in the local music scene. Me and him work together on booking local artists. He said excellent music and sound. He loves to check out the artists that we check out here, and his sons are awesome musicians as well. So we make a community here. We love it. Viv, get in there with something.
I don't know. I like how you said your quarter life crisis because this is really off topic and random, but that's what I do. I heard like a million years ago about it was like a really motivational frame of mind that concept that was like introduced to me. And it was like, if we have, 4 quarters of our lives, one is going to be the easiest, one is going to be the hardest, and then the other 2 are going to be in between, but it doesn't necessarily happen in that order. So I always motivated myself when I was having just one bad year after another. And I'm like, all right, I just got to get past my quarter. That was always like a motivational thought process for me. Like, all right, I'm almost there. So I don't know. I liked how you said that.
Yeah, I like that. I've not heard that before, but I mean, it rings true because I'm in my second quarter now and I feel more like the most me I've ever felt. I feel a lot more sure of myself and what I'm doing. And I I like that. I'm going to take that with me and tell the Australians around me about that.
Beautiful.
Right?
I don't know where I got it from. I don't know where I heard it from, but like it helped me out a lot. So I like it.
The beauty thing is I'm not going to announce what quarter I'm in. It's different from you ladies, I guarantee it. So over the last 2 years, you released, of course, the Side A album, which reads like some of your best work, and then the EP Side B. So album creating or single creating, getting the singles out fast, what do you prefer? I mean, albums are fun for your fans to kind of collect, but singles get out there quick through social media. Which one do you prefer, if either?
As a songwriter, I like albums and EPs because they're usually all around the same topic. So I can really dive into that idea quite deep and I can look at different angles and whatnot. But as somebody building a fan base and building a career, singles are a lot more helpful in that regard because you can get a song out every 6 to 8 weeks and really reach more people that way. So I think I prefer to do albums, but I love singles. And, there's singles off albums anyway. So you're kind of getting the best of both worlds in that regard.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. You get the single out and then you buy the album saying, I know this one. And, and it helps you discover the rest.
Exactly.
Viv, go ahead. I know you're itching.
No, I'm good. I was trying to get my phone so I could pull up your message that you sent me.
Oh, okay.
I just can never remember which platform you send me anything on because it's just all over the place.
I swear, Chloe, we're a lot more professional than this. You have it easier. You got a great PR team, and I guess that's a part of the question that I didn't mark down, but I always want to ask. Your support team, your public relations team, friends, family, etc. How great is it, and how important is it for artists to just have a tremendous support team? Because people think you just go out, play, blow everybody off, and they are superstar. It doesn't really work that way, does it?
No, it's so important. I'm so lucky to have found Core PR because, I've never really made it through to the US market before with the singles. So I was really fortunate to be a part of the CMA Fest lineup last year in Nashville. And that's where I met Anna and Dawn from Core PR. And so I'm really grateful that now we're working together and we're putting singles out together. Because it's so exciting and I get to meet people like you and have lovely chats. And in Australia, I have a publicist as well, mainly servicing the Oz media and radio. I have a distributor as well that puts my music out to Spotify and Apple Music and all of that. And I'm self-managed and I'm independent. So that's kind of where my team ends, publicist and distributor. I have a digital marketing team as well in Australia that helps me with that kind of thing because it's not really my forte at all. But yeah, I do all the bookings and the management and the creative choices, which can get a bit overwhelming at times, but I at least do as an independent artist have creative control of when I want things to be released and in what order. But yeah, as someone that overthinks everything, it can be a little bit nerve-wracking.
And it's kind of the beauty of it, I guess, like you said, digital marketing. Nowadays, everything is, and Viv will attest to that too, everything is like algorithm and timing and all that. And I keep laughing, like, because people are like, oh, your podcast, how come you're not making a bunch of money? I'm like, well, I don't. Yeah, I come on for hobbies and fun, meet great people. Like, they got to follow your algorithms. Right, you got to follow your algorithms. You got to post at this time and make that kind of money. So I guess and that's got to be big because I didn't realize, well, I do realize, but I never really think of it as such an important attack, if you will.
You suck at marketing, Jeff.
Yeah, no, I know that.
I've been trying to tell you. Trying to help you out. Although you did better today. I did notice you did a little bit better today. I'll give you that.
That was great social media from you today. I loved it.
See, thank you.
Yeah, he's learning from me.
Team effort.
Yeah. But it is hard, so it is good to have a team because there's so many platforms out there, and like in the beginning, way back when we first started this, Facebook was like our baby. Thousands of people were watching on Facebook. And everyone said, well, that's not a great plan. I'm like, yeah, but they're watching it, and that's good. And then they started going to YouTube. now a little bit back to Facebook, so they're kind of all over. We got a little bit on Twitch. How do you manage all that though? And even your digital team, like, do you believe? Because I see you share or they share, etc. The post, but how hard is it to keep up with all the different platforms that you have to be relevant on?
It's very hard. I really like Instagram. That's my preferred platform of choice. I feel I have really great engagement there. I can connect with people there a lot easier. Facebook, I also enjoy, and I find it easy to cross post. But then you add in, YouTube, Twitter or X, TikTok. There's so many different platforms now that you've got to create different content for. You can't just regurgitate the same content anymore. So yeah, it's a constant game of figuring out, what do I want to post on TikTok today that isn't already posted on Instagram Reels or something like that. So yeah, it's a lot of work, but working with, publicists and a digital marketing team, I get the insights into what works best and what platform is better suited for me and my engagement. And yeah, it's fun though, because I love creating content and I love connecting with people online. So I just look at the fun side of it rather than the overwhelming, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do side of it.
I'm a little jealous because even my guest co-hosts tell me I suck at marketing, so I'm in trouble here.
It's not easy though, but you're right. Like, especially with you're doing videos, it's like, okay, it has to be, this length for this platform, and then you can do XYZ, you can tag, you can do this, but you can't share it from that platform to anywhere else. But that might be the easiest one to put all your stuff together. So then you have to do it on, say, make a completely different one, even if it's the same clip, but completely different for, the next platform like Facebook or whatever. And it's like, okay, well, instead of only 30 seconds, I can do 60, and I can't put words for music, but like to, whatever it might be. But I can put the, music in the background, and then having to like tag like people that are in it versus people that are sponsoring it versus people that you just want to get their like shout out to, if on there's just so many different things. It's so silly. It's so silly. It's a lot.
It's a lot. It is a lot. I completely understand. I validate all your feelings, because it can be a lot and time consuming. So you almost have to set aside a day every week to content plan and create and get ready for the week and draft up, so that during the week, we're busy people, everyone's got things to do. You can be sitting at dinner with a girlfriend, like having tacos, and go, oh, I need to post that video on Instagram. So you can do post. So yeah, it's a lot of work.
And it's crazy because it's crazy, but it's cool because you can be in control of what you want out there, like you said. And in today's day and age, that's the only way that if you don't do that, then you're not getting yourself out there and nobody finds out about you, and then you don't make money. So the only way that you can actually get a fan base these days is by learning all of the social media aspects of it, and putting yourself out there. Back in the day, it was like you just tried to like submit your songs or whatever to like a radio station, or if you're doing movies, you try to submit it to a producer, whatever it might be, and like eventually you might get a lucky break, and then that'd be it. But now it's like this competitive social climb to try to get the most, and it makes it more fair because you can be in control of your own stuff and you're not paying everybody else to do it for you. But at the same time, it's a lot more work and there's a lot more competition.
Yeah, the exciting thing though is, like, with platforms like TikTok, the possibility of blowing up overnight is far greater. So you do have that sort of carrot dangled in front of you at all times, being like, just one more video and you might get discovered by someone, or it might get 1 million views. So that kind of keeps you driven to keep churning out the content. But yeah, it's a catch-22 really. You're really tired, but you want to make more content. So yeah, you just got to do it anyway.
Sure.
The day like you'll sleep when you're dead, and you just keep going and keep going and keep going while you still got some gas in the tank, whether it's fumes or not. You just got to keep putting it out there.
That's awesome though. And like I said, when you watch, and I see both of you and your work on social media make it look easy, which is comforting. I've read that you taught yourself to play more or less when you were younger? That always blows my mind because my wife right now is trying to teach herself to play guitar. She's like, God, I don't understand. How do you manage, and how long did it take you, Ruby, to get to where you were happy to become a pro artist? And man, talk about the process of that and teaching yourself. I'm blown away by that.
Well, I'm still learning, 100% still learning.
Wow.
I was self-taught though on guitar. So on YouTube, on this very platform, I just would search how to play G chord on guitar.
YouTube, we call that YouTube University.
Yes.
Yes. I am a graduate of the University of YouTube. It is fabulous. I
Congratulations.
seriously owe so much to those creators that made those 30-second videos of how to make a G chord or a C chord, because it is what I learned from. So that's where I kind of started. And then I just would practice and practice and practice and make sure I was learning how to change chords quickly in a song and all of that. And I mean, I started learning guitar at about 13, and I didn't have my first gig until I was 19. So a long time to make sure I was happy and comfortable and prepared for a live performance. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a perfectionist.
I know, well,
Yeah, I am a
and you
perfectionist,
should be.
can you
You
tell?
gotta be.
Yeah, no, I am too. I get it.
I just want to, real quickly, I want to give my wife a shout out because I know she was watching earlier. She's been in and out because she ran to the store. But honey, don't give up.
Don't give up.
You can become a superstar like Chloe Styler and playing and teaching yourself guitar. So that's actually uplifting. I kind of love that because she's like, man, it's so hard. I don't know if I'll ever get it. But meanwhile, she pulls out the guitar and she tries. I really love it.
Well, and they have apps and stuff now that you can tune whatever, any instrument you want, and you just, it listens to you. If you download the right app, like it listens to your sound and it tells you if you need to tune it up or down or whatnot. And like, I suck with string instruments. Like I've done a lot of musical instruments over my life. But brass instruments were always my forte. I could never conquer. I couldn't figure out like the brain to finger thing. I'm like, I don't get it. But when it was lungs and I'm like blowing through a freaking French horn, I got that all day.
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, that makes it that much more impressive that not only did you teach yourself, and yeah, I'm, what we do here on the show, I totally kiss your ass because I love the artist. I'm here for the artist. But you teach yourself. You songwrite, you put out music on major platforms. It's gotta be kind of overwhelming. Is there free time where you're like, all right, let me just relax and kind of be me a little bit, or is it always work?
No, it's always work. So for me right now, it's 10:38 a.m. on Thursday morning, and I was awake at 5 a.m. No reason. I didn't have an alarm set. My brain just woke me up because I have things to do. And I was on my computer by 5:30, uploading things, putting things in Dropbox folders, and yeah, it's always work, but I love it. So it doesn't feel like work. It's just things I have to do and tick off to get ready for releases and stuff like that.
Have you ever like woke up first thing in the morning and like, or had like a dream or something, but like you wake up first thing in the morning and you're like, I need to write this song down. I got to do a song like this, and like just jumped on your guitar and been like, all right, trying to figure it out?
Yeah, there's been times that I can't fall asleep and I'm wondering why can I not fall asleep, and then at 12:30 a.m. I just whip out a song and I write a song in half an hour. I'm like, oh, that's why.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be cool. We got one from our audience. What genre of music do you see yourself sitting within, and do you see 25 as a country pop crossover tune? Because I've seen your music being described as indie pop meets modern country. Give us a little spin on that. It's a good question. I appreciate that.
Hello, Ash. I know that commenter, that's Ash. That's really nice of you to be watching. Thank you so much. I think that 25 is that country pop crossover, still, stays true to my country roots and is a storytelling song and, has country elements to it, but also has that pop kind of, the pop kind of melodies and the catchy melodies in the chorus. But I definitely am a country artist through and through. I love storytelling. I love the whole 3 chords and the truth thing, because at the end of the day, everything I write is from my perspective and my life. Everything is a song about my life and what I've lived. And I think that's country music to a T. But I also love pop production, and I have such a respect for pop artists and pop writers as well, because those may be like the simplest songs in terms of lyrics or melodies that are hooky and catchy, but that is hard to write. The simple songs are hard to write. So yeah, I have respect for that, and I try and bring that into my music as well when I can.
I kind of love the way you say hi. So I kind of want you to write a song for me that's called Hi Jeff sometime down the line.
Hi in my accent.
Yeah, I like that. It was I love the accent. It's very unique. But does the
Hey, wait! I got a question.
go
Question.
ahead.
I got not a question. I have a joke because I love country. I love country music. What do you get when you play a country song backwards?
I don't know.
You get your wife back. You get your dog back. You get your truck back. You get your house back.
Yeah, I get that.
That's really good.
You said about the storytelling and stuff, and it just popped in my head. So
yeah, that's a good one.
Really good. Do you find, like, because that song is very much and no disrespect to your country, but it's like an American country song.
Yeah.
Do you find the accent gets in the way, or you just kind of like put your own little like twang in the voice and just go?
I definitely, as you can tell, I do put on an American accent when I sing. That just comes naturally because we listen to so much American music. We are always watching American films and TV. That's basically all that we see on Netflix and Stan, etc. So yeah, I think when I first started writing and singing my own songs, it just naturally came out American in the accent. And I never really tried to force the Australian accent, because when I sing, to sing with an Aussie accent would be a force and wouldn't be natural to me, which sounds really strange, but I think that just definitely has to do with radio and listening to the radio every day growing up and hearing the hot hits and the best songs, which are usually the ones that are on the Billboard charts in America. So yeah, I dabble. I try and toy with singing in an Australian accent, and it feels very weird.
I heard that like there's other very famous singers, and I don't know who off the top of my head, but I heard that like it doesn't matter where you're from, that when you start singing, you just lose the accent, because then you or maybe it's like the music just changes like how we perceive it, or I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of you can point out the different, say like British artists and stuff like that. If you didn't know that they were British, you would never hear their accent in their music at all. So
Totally.
I never really thought about like, having to be able to hide your accent. I don't know.
Yeah. And I don't do it on purpose either. Like I'm not ashamed of my Australian roots or anything like that. It just comes naturally to roll my R's and put on an American twang. So, and I love it. It's really cool to be able to do that. And also it makes it a lot easier to reach fans in the US as well. But there is one Australian artist that comes to mind that does honor the Australian accent. Her name is Missy Higgins, and she's incredible, but she sings in her true Australian accent, and it's really cool to hear that on the radio. And I have noticed on TikTok, there's a lot more Aussie artists using their Australian accent in songs, and it seems to be very popular among the Australian population, because we don't hear that enough. Even on our radio with the Australian artists who are doing really well in Oz, they're all singing with a different accent. So it is different to hear our accent on the radio or in a song.
According to your friend here, you don't have accents. Everybody else does. So
he's right.
Hey, well, I'm from Canada, so I've just lived in the States for enough years where it doesn't. I learned to hide it very quick. So I understand.
Nobody has to change for us. We're very simple people around here. So you mentioned that a lot of the songs are written from like your life. Anything yet, or anything in the future that's a little harder to discuss, that if you're releasing through music makes it easier?
I think 25 is probably the most honest and relatable one for me anyway, in terms of those hard topics. Most of my songs are usually about heartbreak, which is something that I lived, and it's something that's honest and true and deserves to be spoken about. But I, as the writer and performer, was getting a bit over that. I was a bit bored of singing about boys that didn't deserve to be sung about anymore. So with 25, thank you so
Yes.
much.
Right? Yes.
That's called growth.
Yeah, it is called growth. It's called
Yeah.
growth and maturing and entering my second quarter. I think that's
There you
what
go.
that is.
Let's how's that phrase go? Let's not normalize men that suck.
Yeah, I agree. Let's not sing
Yeah.
about them either.
Well, they make good music. I mean, you look at like bands like No Doubt, who pretty much got their birth from a horrible relationship, and of course Taylor Swift. So sometimes it works.
Yeah, and I suppose in a sense, 25 does touch on those topics. You know, the second verse, half my friends have settled, half are waiting for something better. And that's about, you know, people getting engaged and getting married. And seriously, it's my 10-year reunion from high school this year. And there are so many people from my grade that are now married and have babies. And it's beautiful. And I wish nothing but the best for them. But like, it's just not where my life is at the moment,
Right.
and not where I see myself being anytime soon. So those kinds of topics of comparison, self-doubt, that's really hard to talk about openly with people and honestly. So putting it in a song was a bit scary, and releasing 25 felt like releasing my inner monologue to people. It was a bit scary, but I think it's really nice, because we all feel these emotions. We all feel this type of way every now and then. So if one person hears it and feels a little less alone, then that's my job done.
Well, and that's what makes songs so like that. The best songs are the ones that are relatable, right? And like heartache is something that we can all relate to. And so by you opening yourself up to scrutiny or whatever you worry about, but just like being, you know, pouring your own emotions out into the song, you're going to connect with so many other people who listen to music. Because I know firsthand, personally, if I'm heartbroken, what do? I'm turning on some music.
Yeah.
I got certain genres that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this genre today, or like, you know, I want to cry about my life, and then tomorrow, you know, I'm gonna be like, yeah, fuck that dude. I'm gonna listen to a different genre, you know. So like, we're able to feel expressed through music, for all the different kinds of reasons. So I don't think you should ever be worried about putting yourself out there. And I think that the more that you do, the less you'll be worried about it, because you're beautiful, and don't worry about why you're not like everybody else. You know what? In 5 or 6 years, they're all going to be divorced and single parents and paying child support. So
and
just
won't have
be
music
grateful.
on Spotify or Apple Music either.
And you're going to be making millions of dollars and have your choice to do whatever you want in life. So just keep rolling how you're rolling, because you got it.
Thank you. We should touch base in 5 years and see where everyone's at. We'll do this again.
I can't guarantee where I'm gonna be, but I am part of that genre of being. I got married, I had the kid, I got divorced, and now I'm like, now what? The hell do I do with my life? So don't be like me. Keep doing what you're doing.
But you know, like at the next reunion, I'm sure your classmates will be saying, "Wow, I wonder if Chloe's gonna come. She's like so awesome now." And you're going to be too big for your reunion. You're going to wave high from your tour. Somebody's going to FaceTime and you're going to wave high.
No, I love the school reunion thing. I definitely will go because I just love knowing what everyone's up to. But I have noticed with social media these days, do we even need a school reunion? Because we're all up to date anyway.
Every day, right. Every day is a school reunion.
Yeah, pretty much.
And God forbid, like the people we wrote and talked to back then, God forbid they say hello to you on their on Messenger. I've had dudes that I didn't say 2 words to talk me up for hours about life and where they went wrong, where they went right, and how they wish we would have hung out more and dated this girl and that kind of like, wow, dude. I got to say boo to you back then.
Aww.
That's nice.
Yeah. I've had one time last year, I was in a bar down in Tampa, and it wasn't very late. It was maybe only like 9 o'clock at night or so. And from like across the bar, there's this guy with his wife and his like 3 kids because I think it was like a restaurant bar, like in the bottom of a hotel or something. And he kept looking at me, and I'm like, I have no idea who this guy is. Like, who is this? Well, it was maybe like 45 minutes in, and I got like a message on something. I don't know, maybe Instagram. I don't remember. And it was like, hey, this is me. Do you remember me? And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
god.
holy shit, bro. It's been like 20 years. Like, no, I don't remember you. You don't look anything. You got a wife and kids now? No, you don't look anything like what you did in high school. God. But he remembered me, and I'm like, this is weird. Like, this is really weird.
That's a good future song now. You call it
Yeah.
like you don't know me or something like that. Yeah, I like that.
I do like that.
Creativity right here. So we got a good morning. Good morning, all singer.
Good morning.
Good Lord.
It's not morning here. It's 9
No,
o'clock at
it's 9 o'clock at night. So when you
That's why I'm
perform-
not drinking wine in the morning.
Right.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh my god.
Right. We were in the evening here. Well done.
I am not a lush, I promise. I didn't even think about that.
It's so fun.
United States here, Australia there. Thank you. Do you have any like pre-show rituals? We see you're doing some live performances. Any rituals that you feel you want to go through before you get on stage? Do you get nervous going on stage? Everybody has a different answer, so I'd love to hear yours.
Yeah, definitely. I do get nervous. I absolutely get nervous. But the way I look at nerves now is very different to how I looked at it even 2 years ago. I try and reframe it as I'm excited. And because it's the same feeling in your body, it's the butterflies in your tummy. You just got to turn those butterflies into good ones. And I absolutely, get the sweaty hands and the shaky legs and the nerves as I'm about to walk on. But I find that if I just have 2 minutes to myself, breathe, recenter myself, and remember that I've done this before. I know what I'm doing. I've played so many shows, and especially recently, I'm so fortunate to have been playing some wonderful support slots on tours in Queensland and around Australia. So they obviously have bigger audiences, and that's to me a lot more scary, but I just remind myself that I know what I'm doing, and I wrote these songs and I know the words, I know the chords, but it doesn't stop, the nerves from being there. Sure. There's one thing I've noticed. I've become quite superstitious before these bigger shows, and I'm not really a superstitious person, but I went to put on socks the other day in the dressing room before a show, and I realized they were 2 different colors of gray, and I would not put them on. I was like, no, I'm going to forget a lyric. I'm going to do something wrong because these socks are different colors. So I just wore the black ones I was already wearing. So that could turn detrimental in the future if I do something a bit more superstitious. But it's just the little quirks you pick up along the way that you get used to, I suppose. And 2 different colored socks is not something I'm used to.
Wow. All right. Man.
I feel you on that. I wouldn't do that either.
Yeah.
I'm very superstitious also. If somebody talks something up like, oh, you're going to win this game, or oh, you got this locked. I'm like, oh, no.
Oh, no.
Like,
We'll cross the bridge when you get to it, but we're not going to call it. We're not going to call the win until the game is over.
Exactly. Yeah. For the love of God. So, I mean, if you ever find your way in PA, we'd love to book you for one of our shows in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. It's far from there. But I love your style. I love your presentation. I love your voice. And I'm a big fan. Any places, we know, of course, being from Australia, are there any places you dream around the world that, hey, someday I want to play here?
Absolutely. Every state in America, absolutely. I would love to tour in the States. I'd love to go to Europe and the UK. I've never been to that side of the world. So if I could go and play shows there, even like in London or in Amsterdam, something like that, that's just a dream come true. And anywhere in Australia is a dream as well. Any venue I haven't played, which is a lot, obviously. I love performing and I love playing and I want to travel as well. So anywhere that will have me.
You're gonna have your choice of venues in a few years. So you just keep at it.
Thank you.
Like I said, PA's ready for you. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
No. She's coming to the state. She's gonna come to Florida first and hang out with me, Jeff.
But I will take back seat to that because that's probably a lot of fun. And the Florida, of course, is huge around here, especially for any kind of fun beach life, weather, performing. So yeah, okay, Florida first,
Okay.
then you can come up this way.
And then Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Oh God, nobody likes Pennsylvania.
Hey,
There's not much good there. Just skip that state.
she lives in another country. Help me here.
Yeah, I've got no idea.
Right. Okay.
It's
So listen to me. I'm from
beautiful.
another country. I know. I've traveled a lot.
It's
Amsterdam
beautiful.
is really cool. Amsterdam, I was a lot younger when I went there. I remember like it was my first day there, and I'm wandering around in the streets, and like the very first thing that I see that's like a land monument type thing, as I'm like down the main strip, is like this giant water fountain, and it's I don't know back then, I mean, it looked like it was like 14 foot tall. It might have only been like 8 or 9 foot tall, but it was a giant penis squirting water out the tip in the middle of like the downtown square, and it was massive. And I'm like, whoa, that's allowed here? Like,
You don't see that. See, you don't see that in Pennsylvania.
no, you will definitely not see that anywhere in the
No,
States, I
not
don't
here
think.
either.
No. So no, Amsterdam is cool.
Even guys from
Florida and
Pennsylvania are campaigning for Florida. My buddy Brent said Florida's the move. Thanks, bud.
Okay.
Greatly
Yeah.
appreciate it.
The rest
Jesus.
of the country has been moving to Florida for the past 3-4 years, so you might as well just visit here first.
Okay.
Nice. Come see Chloe as she
We're competing. We're
tours.
competing for you.
Right, no, I'm telling you, you've already locked it because there's really not a bad place in Florida she could play between Miami and Tampa and wow, yeah, you know what? PA 's gonna be
Jacksonville
way
and
down the road.
Tallahassee and
Jacksonville,
Orlando and Sarasota, Venice. Yeah, I mean, you can just go anywhere. There's
Okay.
people are everywhere.
Done.
I'll travel with you. You got a travel buddy. I'll help you with your setup.
Thanks.
I lost
I'll
my
show you
own
all the good
guest.
beaches.
I lost the competition with my own guest to come to my state first. Wow, that was absolutely terrible. But
Yeah, and the next time on the O Show, it's gonna be me and her, not you.
right, yeah, I'm going to be out. It's not going to be the O Show anymore. It's going to be the Vixen Show. But I appreciate you coming on, like I said, and we've been doing this myself over 6 years. And I always say we're undefeated. We always have great guests, and the great PR firm helps us. And talent like you comes on and just the intelligence, the direction. It's all perfect. And I just believe in everything. I love your direction. I love your smile. I love your music. Everybody out there, do it right now. Find Chloe Styler on Facebook at Chloe Styler. Instagram, one of the best Instagram handles ever. Hello, Chloe Styler. I love that. www.chloestyler.com. The brand new single 25 is out today. So after Chloe leaves and after me and Viv get done with the program a little bit later, make sure you go on Spotify and Apple Music and anywhere you can download music and get the new song 25 today. And check out the album, Side A, the EP, Side B. Check it all out because, Chloe, you are definitely worth it. You are terrific. Again, another big, you're welcome. Thank you for tuning in and congrats, of course, and number one success. I believe it. Chloe, thank you. And what we'd love to do, and of course I'll get back in touch with Core PR, but I'd love to bring you back in a few months after more music comes out and 25 becomes a big hit. So we'd love to have you back again.
Absolutely. I would love that.
Chloe, are you on anything else other than Facebook and Instagram?
I do have an X account, but I just barely use it. I am on TikTok. I'm on TikTok as Hello Chloe Styler as well. Styler with the R. Styler.
Wow, you hit an American there, Styler. And
All right, I'm looking it up right now. I can't figure out TikTok for the life of me. I have like a couple hundred followers, and I'm like, I don't know why y'all are following me.
I stink.
I don't know how to use it, but sure, sure.
But
Follow away.
there's a website for all the good news, www.chloestyler.com. We will let you go, and like I said, we hope to hear more music from you, of course, and see you again on the program. Thank you so much for joining us. This was awesome.
Thank you so much. So nice
You're
to
welcome.
meet you guys.
Likewise. Have a great
Awesome to meet you
night.
too.
Bye.
Bye,
Chloe
Chloe.
Styler, ladies and gentlemen, and Viv, I got to tell you, as always, we always luck out to have great guests on here, and she was sweet, and she's beautiful and talented. She had all that going on, and I like when you start you kind of freelance off the questions, which is cool. That's why I make like an outline.
I don't do rules. You send me all these
I
questions to ask, and I'm
know.
like, I don't
And
know, I don't. And then I'm like trying to look at your phone, at my phone, and trying to find where it is that they are, and like see what you're gonna go with next. And then you're calling me out on them. Oh, thanks, Jeff.
but you
Thanks.
do so good at bringing up other
I
topics
do
and other
best like improv, just rolling.
yes, because
Yeah,
like I kind of bring the
the structure.
well, not so much that, but thank you. I
No,
bring
yeah,
more
you
like
do, you do.
I bring more like the rehearsed kind of questions that you'll hear a lot, and you bring the more real life experience, like how you approach your social media, how do you approach your social life, stuff like that, which is also cool too. So it's a nice little mix, and I really I enjoyed it tonight. I think she's terrific, and I really wish her the best. And
She's so cute, and I can just
you see it.
feel she's got such good energy. Like she's and I love that song. I hadn't heard that one. I had listened to one before we started broadcasting, but I hadn't heard that one yet. And yeah, no, I love it. I love it. I hope she doesn't mind, but I'm gonna blast the shit out of all of her shit everywhere, everywhere, on every
Pretty,
platform.
pretty sure she won't
Why
mind.
not?
And right now, turn everything loud because we're going to do another. We're going to do Time Bomb. This one came out recently as well. It's a great one. And if you're there at home, blast this, blast us, because we're going to play it right here. Time Bomb, Chloe Styler, tonight's guest. About 3 minutes long. We'll be back here live on the O Show, and we're going to share Brent's comment because it's a biggie.
Oh,
When we come back,
oh.
not that either. This is a good one. We'll be back in a few minutes here on the Yo Show. Chloe Styler with Time Bomb.
Mini golf on the coast, pizza picnic moving slow. You and I in July, kissing then you flew back home. We never saw a future, but we'd say we do. I guess it was convenient. We both needed something new. We were a tight ball, me and you, taking long before we ever knew. Yeah, from the first night we were doomed. And if I had have realized, would have never started loving you. Would have never started loving you. Couples life, kinda nice. Pisces, Leo, weekend highs. Superficial, perfect match. Nice enough, but wouldn't last. I never wanted someone I'd die without. You weren't invested either. Took way too long to figure it out. We were a tight ball, me and you, taking long before we ever knew. Yeah, from the first night we were doomed. And if I had have realized, would have never started loving you. Never started loving you. Cleaning up here in the aftermath, wondering if I could have changed the past. Would I change a thing? Change a thing? Would I let you in? We were a time bomb, you and me. Just a love turned into smithereens. I know I should say la vie, but I feel you in my heart. You're still blowing me apart. We were a time bomb, me and you, taking long before we ever knew. Yeah, from the first night we were doomed. And if I had have realized, would have never started loving you. Loving you. Never started loving you. Would have never started. And if I had have realized, would have never started loving you.
awesome. I like that time bomb, and I should have put that into the question line because I wanted to know because in that video, she comes off in this adorable outfit, looking cute, and then near the end, she busts out that gold sexy number. Like, yeah, dude, you're missing it.
I'm not gonna lie. I was right around the corner from the screen that was playing, so I didn't see it, but I was listening to it.
No,
And
perfectly okay.
I like that too. I'm probably gonna just go hardcore and listen to all of her shit over the next couple of days.
I don't blame you. Yeah, at the end of the video, she comes out with this one, the little gold number at the end of the video, and like first she's like in this cutesy outfit, and at the end she's like, bam. So you lost, dude, whoever you are, but you also made a great song out of it, Time Bomb. So thank you very much. So yeah, we do have the venue. We're ready for you. Come on down. Come on down to PA. We got a spot for you to play. Heck with Florida. So
I won't say anything.
Chloe Styler. I mean, she could play a couple states. Why not? So the moment we're waiting for, I don't know what's involved here, but Brent, of course, is a big fan of yours as well. And he brings this comment that I saw on my Guys Play the Song, then we'll come back because we could put somebody on the spot. Now, give you a hint, it's not me. Speaking of improv, have you thought about that idea I sent you? You seem perplexed already.
Was it an idea that had a certain date on it, like to be done by, or is this a different idea that I'm like I'm looking now? I'm like, wait, is this what I think it is?
I do kind of like Brent. Kind of does his own little side creativity, and I love it about him. He's such a creative person and an artist, like with his camera and the way he photographs, and he's always got his mind. I always thought my mind was working. His wheel spins twice as fast as mine, so I can only imagine. Because he hasn't brought it up to me. I don't think he is.
What platform is he talking about? I
Not
can't
sure.
find this thing. The's too many messages. I don't know.
Send it again, Brent. Send it on
just write which platform it's on, and I'll be able to find it really quick. Because then I can search your name on there.
That's an idea.
But if it's the one that I'm thinking of that has a certain time frame deadline, no, I hadn't thought anything else about it. But I did as of recently, like today, I was thinking about it, but I can't make any promises.
Oh, so that means you're
on the final answer on that. I'm being so cryptic and horrible. Sorry.
You are, but basically, I read right through. It means you're not jumping out of the cake for my birthday at the Key Concert Series, April 27th.
I've never jumped out of a cake, but that would be fucking awesome.
Right?
Be like the midget that jumps out of the cake. I'm only 5 foot tall, so it's like I just jump out.
You have to jump over. You got to jump out. He said, check on Facebook.
Would I be naked and just like covered in whipped cream, like surprise, Jeff?
It's an all-family show. I don't think naked would work, but or yo show stuff. He said, check on Facebook Messenger. I'm scared. I'd like to know afterwards. But again, you could catch the amazing Vividly Vixen jumping out of my cake, April 27th.
Oh my God.
No, that's not going to happen. Anyway, April 27th at the Fuse, the Key Concert Series. Tickets on sale right now, keyconcertseries.ticketleap.com. Buy them early. Make sure you get them. We've sold a few hundred tickets to each event, which is almost packing that room. SRR Promotions, The Yo Show, live from the Fuse. Tranquility Brewing Company is the food and drink supplier. Chiropractic, Comprehensive Chiropractic and Rehab is our awesome sponsor who we love very much, the great Dr. Michael Chang. And this show, Placid, the Grimjacks, Sour Station, and our guest from last night, Milo Sky. Get those tickets. Come celebrate my birthday and come watch Vividly Vixen as she swings from the roof. I don't know. I'm trying. Thank you, fellas.
I don't do heights. So, oh no. Why did that just go out? Damn it.
Todd Fry from Iron Core in the house. What is up, brother? They made an appearance on our show and the Key Concert Series. Just an awesome performance by them. All awesome bands. Thank you, J.D. Wolf. Definitely. And don't forget, Vividly Vixen. Making her musical debut.
Jeffrey. I'm gonna come up
That's,
with a. I'm gonna come up with a scolding nickname for you.
I like that. You're the $1 million smile. That's just it. Even though
Well,
you're not
I'm
smiling.
I'm like, what's your middle name?
I'm not telling you.
I'm gonna ask your wife.
Go ahead. I'm not telling you.
And then when I'm aggravated, I'm gonna be like, Jeffrey Charles Perini, whatever it is.
I have the old Italian style to them. So it's Michael Edward. Edward was the family name passed down.
Jeffrey
Michael
Edward
Jeffrey
Perini.
Michael Edward Perini. See, there's no good nickname out of that either. Kind of sucks.
Jeff, Mike, Ed, all in one. Your parents just had like 3 sons and one right there.
Well, we all have the two middle name kind of thing. I'm always in trouble on this program. You kidding me? I mean, you think Jewel lets me off the hook? No, she does not. And Vivian let me off the hook. And then after the show, when I wrap everything up and I prepare to go to bed, then my wife takes charge. I'm just a guy here. Just a guy with a big mouth.
You're just like the punching bag, is what you're saying.
I am the punching bag. I tell you what, though, when it's home,
everybody cry a tear for Jeff.
The difference is when it's on the show and it's Jewel or Viv, it's kind of like a verbal. My wife literally like takes my nutsack and punch bags out there.
You're into that CBT, huh?
No, it's just I just burn. J-Po.'s not bad. That's a goodie. But if it's a good one, the ladies
No,
aren't.
that's a J-Po is like a cool, casual, calm, like we're besties nickname. I'm like I need something like a full on, like your mother is calling your first name, middle name, last name because you were in trouble because you screwed up and you didn't do your homework and you spray painted the walls at school at recess or some shit like that.
Wow, all right. I get it. Yeah. Let me show you this. I'm going to show you this real quick.
Okay.
Because my wife and I, when we talked about having children, we didn't. But when we talked about having children, I said, if we had a girl, I'm going to name her this. Now watch this name and tell me if you think it's cute, corny, creative. Here it is. Ready for this? Everybody in the comment section is going to see it first. But it's JP. Jaypea. It's my initials, JP. But it's also a girl's name.
Well, that's and it's after you.
Well, if it was a girl, I think
that's not narcissistic or anything. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's your wife that's doing all the damn work. Right? What do you mean right now? Like, doesn't she get some credit?
Sure, but I mean, like, I just thought it was cute. Jesus, just asking for an answer if it's cute or not. Woo!
Whoa. Yeah. No, I don't. Maybe
Cassie kind of hates it.
Yeah, I bet she does. I do too. I don't think there's anything good about that.
Poor JP. That poor girl didn't even have a chance.
Yeah, no, I just can't.
This is how we do it every week, dude. Trust me. It's just nothing.
I mean, with the P, maybe if it was like a JAIPEA, but still, and like it's just complicated and shit. Like, yeah,
that's gonna be my son. That's his first and middle name. Poor girl is right. Poor thing.
Don't name her after. Don't name her JP.
Why not?
It's kind of it's like a bad mashup of like Sweet Pea, like a P, like a nickname like Sweet Pea, but like the P's, and then like J, but like it doesn't go. And it's really self-centered.
It's not JPEE because some of my buddies like, oh,
that's the other. Yeah, it's like, oh, J always pees herself, and she's that kid that always gets made fun of in school.
My buddy's like, you're gonna go to school and they're gonna call her J Golden Shower. I'm like, come on, man.
No, that's gonna be her porn star name when she gets into like past the 18 mark. No.
Where's Jason Rushman when you need him? That's like his favorite thing. Damn it! Oh, poor Jay. Oh, never mind. I guess you can't get another dog or nothing.
I mean, you could always change what name you want to, use. Like, I mean, it could be after the mom. Guys are so that bothers me that like guys are so narcissistic, and not just today. I mean, like historically, kids are always named after the father. Today. The kids get the father's last name, whether the parents are married or not. Like it's always about the dad. Like It was the same way. My kid has my ex-husband's last name, but she doesn't have mine. Now, if I had,
does that have first name or no?
does it have a first name? Yes, my child has a first name, but I'm not going to say it on the show.
I didn't mean to say it. I honestly didn't know. I honestly didn't know if it was a boy or a girl. I didn't say it to be smart. I'd never seen.
Oh,
photos.
yeah.
So-
Okay, no, it just came out weird.
That's why I
Yeah.
said it. Like I didn't know if it was a boy or a girl.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, she's a she. No, she's named after she has a French name and she's named after the sun.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, so
And-
it's not like a name. It's not like a French name. It's a word that's in the French. It's a French word in the French language. So
This comment is not helping. I let my wife pick the names of our kids. That's not helping.
good for you, JD. Because you know what? When you have something sitting inside of you, growing and leeching off of you for 40 weeks, and then you got to go through like the worst pain of your entire life to push that son of a bitch out. Like, I feel like the kid should probably at least have some sort of reconnaissance with the person that did all that work, then let alone does most of the rearing of the child throughout most of
And
their life.
then the raising and all.
That's what I said, the rearing, like most of the rearing throughout like the next 18 years. Like,
Jeez.
yeah, I don't know. At least for the next like 3 to 5 after they're born.
The beauty of this for the Yo Show fan who normally watches Tuesday and thinks like me and Jewel will have a little. I'm getting my ass kicked here tonight. Totally am getting my ass handed me tonight by Miss Vividly Vixen. I don't even stand a chance. I'm getting clobbered.
I'm sorry.
God,
It's not
so-
against you. It's not personal on your end or anything.
Oh no, I don't feel it either.
I know that you're not that like that bad person. I'm probably just overreacting due to my own personal experiences. I am overreacting, reacting the way I am due to my own personal experiences.
I tell you what,
Nothing
you
to do with you.
should get together with Chloe Stoller. You two would write one hell of a revenge song. Jesus Christ.
I love poetry. I love poetry. I post it on my FetLife platform. Is my only platform that I really continuously. Anytime I post a picture, I always have a line of poetry from different, and some of them I made up myself, or like little inspirational quotes and stuff like that. And it's all based on like how I'm feeling, or like I wake up in the morning and I'm feeling good. I'm thinking, like this was actually this morning. I'm like, I saw this quote and it wasn't quite exactly how I posted it. But I saw the quote and I'm like, I think that people need to hear this today. And so I turned it around from like a me, you aspect to a we, our, and shortened it and like moved it around a little bit. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like some people need to hear that today. And then even on Instagram, one of my friends, he commented on it and he's like, yeah, that really hit home today. And then like I had like probably 20 other people that are like, wow, I really needed to hear this. And I don't know. I woke up this morning thinking that. So then it might not have had anything to do with me and my life or whatever, but I just had this oomph to throw that out there because, a little inspirational quote here and there can really change. And especially when you're mixing your inspirational quotes with something that's totally contradicting, like picture or video wise. It's like, hey, here's some porn, but think about poetry while you're watching porn. That's just me in a nutshell, I feel like. And some people get it and some people don't. They're like, what the fuck is going on with this chick? I don't know.
Guys don't think of poetry when they're watching porn. I mean, there's rock, there's cock, the end.
But it adds depth. It adds depth and a personal aspect, like an opening up of my inner self. It's not just posting a picture and being like, tell me what you want to do to me, daddy, or like some freaking cheesy, corny line with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like one of those just
I know what you're
Google
saying.
catchphrases. It adds like a depth. It makes you think like, well, that's weird. Maybe that's how, and then you go look at the next one like, oh, and that's about this. And then like, oh, okay. And like, it adds a depth of the story. It's not just me posting a picture.
I got you.
Yeah. If that makes any sense.
If I may, no, you're good. Because if I may take a mature angle for a second, everybody says, you should take a little snippet of your show and make it a reel, or take a little snippet, post it on TikTok. I'm absolutely going to figure out how to do that and put a little clip of this show with Vividly Vixen saying, tell me what you want to do to me, daddy, and just stop it. And just cut it and just lay that on. Come to TikTok very soon. I had to get you sometime today. You were dominating me today. I had to come up a little bit. Best show ever. Thank you, John. Thank you very much. And he
Uh,
said, "What's up, to Todd Fry, of course." And Chase JD likes that. Here come the men. Go on, men. Help
Time to show
me.
titties.
There you go. I needed help, babe. I don't have those. Well, I got the little man version, which is nowhere near
You're
as
just gonna
cute.
roll up, rip the sleeves up a little bit, like fuck some guns, yeah.
No, really. I appreciate your offer. You know, it took me like 10 minutes to realize what this was. Mike Oxmall. Mike Oxmall. It's Mike Cox Small.
My Oxmo. All
Took
right.
me a little bit to get. I don't know. I'm like watching it while we're talking. I'm like, oh, okay. He likes that again. See, JD, you got it. Welcome.
I don't know. I feel like that's like back when I was in high school and they would make an announcement on the PA system, like so and so, so and so, so and so. Like they would like have this, you know, a name.
Huge
Like
ass.
say like Mike Hunt. Please
Mike
report
Hunt.
to the office for a phone call. Mike Hunt. And like I feel like that's when that first started like being like a thing. But then like the person reading it didn't really realize how it sounded on the other end. They were just reading what it was told. And like I don't know, that happened a lot for like a week or two until the adults started picking up on it. And then it was like, all right, you little motherfuckers, we're not doing
Right,
that
I
shit
know,
anymore.
right? Huge ass and Amanda hugging kiss. And so help me out here. Let's go trace back our memories a few minutes. Did I admit I'm a sub? Did I?
Yeah.
I did.
I mean, you know, it doesn't take words. It's just, and it's not like a sub. I don't think that you're like the low end of like the base most like derogatory end of the spectrum.
Back
But
me.
you were
up.
definitely yeah, I've heard that one before.
Love that one.
But I feel like you're on the spectrum, but it doesn't. You don't have to. Everybody's on the spectrum of dominant versus submissive, just even on a regular interaction, you know, basis. Whether you're at the grocery store or how you're driving or how you interact with your friends or when you go out in public, like at a party or something. Like there's
Wow.
always, you know, we're animals through and through. And that's how animals, they don't use words to talk and say how they feel. They show it. So
Really?
yeah.
You straighten up here a little bit. What a
Right.
disaster.
It's all about how you present yourself when you walk in the room, you know, like it is. If you're in all on yourself and you're worried on your self-doubts and your insecurities and you're gonna have hunched over, you're gonna be covering like your solar plexus. You know, like I've caught myself doing it a couple times, like with my purse, if I'm like on a date, like and I'm feeling uncomfortable or like nervous, I'll put like my purse in front of my solar plexus because I know like don't put your hands in front of yourself, you know, because you're blocking. Because that's where you get your butterflies. That's where like there's a conical shape basically. If you imagine like an imaginary conical shape from like under your breastbone, and it perceives like the V point in your rib cage. Imagine it like coming out away from your rib cage, and like that's how we perceive other people's emotions and feelings, and like we understand them from like that gut feeling is from that.
Wow.
And then the audio confirms or denies it or adjusts that feeling. And depending on how right brain or left brain you are, you might just go full on intellectual left brain and be like, oh, that person is a because I can see this and I hear how, you know, I watch how they walk in the room. But the right brain would be like, that person looks like they're really submissive, but they also feel really comfortable and calm and happy and whatever, and it's a good energy to be around. So you have to learn to have like that balance of like the intellectual left brain and the artistic harmonizing part of the right brain and combine them.
I'm not kidding with that. Mind blown. You always teach me something beyond unique. That's pretty wild because people say about reading body language, and I never really noticed. They say like hands in pocket, hands folded, etc. Never really noticed. But you actually you don't read hands, you read like body itself. That is freaking wild. That really is.
Well, like I've always had a gift of like when I walk into a room.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Hey, every Tuesday and Wednesday night, man. Add us all over to Yo Show, and I would love to see you back. Thank you for tuning in this evening.
Yeah, thank you for the commentary.
I know, actually, I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a little blown away because like, you can tell from like Like the chest, like you say,
So,
at
so when
least
you
to the gut.
when you're nervous and you get butterflies, where are the butterflies?
Right in your stomach. I would, you know.
Yeah, that's that because that's like the the deepest part. Like that is like where we perceive everything. And that's why when we're feeling insecure, we shield it, we shelter it. That's why you see someone walks in the room and they're a little bit hunchbacked and their arms are crossed or they're fidgeting or like they cover and like the more insecure they are, the more they collapse in on themselves because they're trying to protect that point. They're trying to shield that point from absorbing what's around them or from letting other people absorb them, but they don't really
Wow.
realize when they're like that they are exhibiting so many more body signs, like visual signs that you don't even someone that's not in tune with their gut instinct, they're not gonna see it. They don't need to use that aspect. They can see that person walk in the room and you already know. It's like it's profiling. It's profiling. Like that's what it
Wow.
is. Like I can walk into like I was saying like I've always had a gift. I don't know if it's a gift. It's kind of a curse, really. Like I could walk into a room, an empty room, and I can feel, with my eyes closed, I can feel where there is furniture and what kind of furniture it is. I can kind of see that mentally. I don't know how,
Wow.
but I can feel the energy in the room that was left behind from the people that were in there before me. And it might not have been like the people that were in there directly before if they were only in there for like a brief amount of time. But if it's like, like if it's a hotel, say it's a hotel room, like you walk in
Oh
there and it
shit.
looks clean and good and whatever, but maybe
Yeah.
that person stayed there for a week with their spouse and like all they did was argue every single night, like that residual energy that's in the air, it stays there. And then you walk in and it's like, oh, this is just, I don't want to. There's something about it, and like it makes you kind of cringe, makes you feel uncomfortable. I've always been really like I can literally walk into a room, a classroom, whatever, and be like, the people that were here last were really happy, or they were arguing, or it was only one person, or there was four, or like I don't know. It's like some psychic shit. I could go
Wow.
on about psychic shit, but yes. So you start with like that's like your internal depth perceptor right there. It's just like how you read the room, but then your eyes and your ears confirm it.
That's pretty wild. It really is because I don't believe I have any kind of sixth sense or past sense or anything like that. I kind of feel like what happens, and some people have such a different
I
look
don't
at
agree
it.
with you. I don't agree with you.
Well, yeah, sure. Her initials would still be JP. Well done,
We
Kate
can come
Houseman.
up with something better than that.
Oh, poor JP. Um,
Yeah, no, I disagree. I think that you do. You do because even like my very first podcast on the Happy Hour pod, and you reached out to me right away. Like
yeah,
normally, and you told me that normally, like if you were on a different pod and you like the guest or you like the person they were interviewing or whatever, like you would chat with them first, like, hey, is it okay if I invite them, whatever. But you just totally skipped all of that and you zoned in and were like, hey, will you come on my podcast like that night? Um,
yeah,
that was your intuition because you knew some part of you knew that we would jive really well and that we would
yeah.
really like each other and that we had something to learn from each other one way or another, or maybe a million things. Who knows? So
Okay, well that right there, again, I say blows my mind. It does a little bit because you do feel, and again, your body language is selling it, and your enjoyment that night, and you even said you'd like to start to podcast more, and I'm like, man, why not? Like right off the bat, and you were so quick to respond too. It's basically you because you thought I was just beautiful, and I can't. I hope I hear from this man because he's absolutely gorgeous. I appreciate that, but. But no, it did. It worked. It
it's
went
the
really well.
inside that counts, Jeff. And you
Well,
are a
of
beautiful
course.
soul. You are a really beautiful soul. So that's why I do like you. That's why I do keep coming back on.
Well, thank you. I must be absolutely gorgeous then if you're judging from the inside. Because I'm a pretty good guy. We kind of have the philosophy around here of helping whenever we can. And it sounds weird. Like last night, we did a topic about mood changers, things that will change your mood for the better. And I said one of them was money. And Jules kind of like, huh? Like thinking it was kind of a jaded thing. But no, like money is important. If I had more, I would give more. If I had it, I would help anybody in need. It's the way I love to do it. And people say through the show, I help them, with the new music and just making me feel better and laughing and all that stuff.
So many
Say,
people just live every day alone. I mean, myself included. And I started tuning into podcasts, and it felt like I was there with somebody. It
wow,
wasn't
that's
like I was just listening to a radio station, right? And I think
yeah,
that's where podcasts have really kicked in because they really started kicking in during COVID when everyone was, on lockdown and all of that. Because
yes,
we just felt so segregated from society. And I really feel like it has been such a positive aspect of the whole COVID bullshit.
yeah,
That we've been able to connect with other human beings and not just tuning into the frequencies of the radio stations, the channels on TV, like, oh, this is what Yahoo News says, whatever, whatever. Like we've been able to be like, you know what, like I'm gonna look elsewhere, and then we connect, and then that feels right, and then we keep going and
yeah,
we keep going, and now we're in like this thing that's basically like it's the Great Awakening. Like everybody's coming together on a spiritual connection level. We're all coming to the same understanding that, question everything. Just
yeah,
and follow your gut. When you find someone that you get along with, or that you just like that person, or you think it's a good idea to continue talking to that person, there's a reason for that. I think it all
yeah.
it all tunes in. I think we're about to see some really crazy stuff happen over the next couple months, I think. But
Yeah.
that's getting into my conspiracy diving, and we won't do that on this show.
Okay. Love you for it. But yeah, like, because through this, I consider you a friend, and me and Drew always use the term Yosho family. You come on the show, you guest host, you view, etc. You're like part of the Yosho family, and I believe that. And I get to love people that way. And I got a lot of love because I really like the feel that comes off of the comment section, the guests, people like yourself that come on and do the show with me. Jewel, like the other night, I told the story. Jewel was hanging out with us. She's laying on the couch. I put a blanket on her, make sure she's warm. And my wife's like, "It's your sister." It is my sister. It's like my girl. It's like my dude. It's like my
Your
sister, like my
homie,
family.
yeah, it's your
Right. And
homie.
it
It's
and
your
it's
pack. It's your pack.
right.
It's part of your small circle. It's your pack. Like if we were animals, that's part of your pack.
I like that. And and anybody, I like to make people feel at home. If you went out and drank and you don't feel right, take my couch. If you're having a bad day and you're sad and you want to cry and drink, come to my house. Stuff like that. And that goes double for people in Florida. If you feel down one day, come up and I would die if you showed up in my house. In a good
No,
way.
well then I will never. If you're gonna die, then like I
In a
won't
good
come.
way. I'd be like, I'd
Oh,
be
okay.
geeked. I get geeked. Geeked is the word. I do. I get geeked.
You get geeks.
Right? Because, yeah, I think you're pretty amazing. So I get geeked.
I think you're
Um,
amazing too. You're a good person, and I think that good people connect with other good people, and we put out the positive energy and the vibes out into the atmosphere, into our reality, and then eventually it starts bouncing back to us, and we start collecting more souls that are on the same path as us, more people that are good, have the same.
collecting more soul. That's also going in the soundbite. You're on fire tonight.
I just need my own podcast.
And
I
that
could
was,
go on.
and it's funny because that's one of the things I was going to say. I see so many people posting like their status says, "Oh, I should so have a podcast." Yeah, do it. Even if it doesn't get like millions of views, it's not all about millions of views, and it's not all about the money you're generating, etc. This for me started out as a hobby, and it still is. It's a hobby, but it's become a beautiful hobby. I've met amazing people from, like, again, and I'll repeat, from the guest to Jewel that led me on to like Ray finding me and asked me to guest co-host his shows, to meeting Viv and just this big circle. So if you want to do it, do it. And if you want to be a community in it, there's plenty of spaces you can become a community on. If you want to come on here sometime and shoot it around, yeah, man. So Viv, if you got an idea to do it, and Brent claims he's got an idea, do it, man. And even if you do a couple of them and it doesn't feel right, you bag it, you come back with something else.
Yeah, I just don't have the time right now.
True. Well, that's
I'm
yeah.
I'm spread so thin, and I have so much like just spread so thin in like the online stratosphere, and like then my own personal life. It's like I need like 10 of me. I really do. I actually I'm interviewing a company next week to try to see if maybe they might want to take over some of my responsibilities. So I'm like, I'm getting, I don't know. I guess I'm just overloaded. I don't like. I've realized since being single, I don't even have time to go date anymore. Like,
Wow.
like, yeah, I don't know. Like, what's Tinder? Tinder? What? Like,
Tinder, what?
I don't know. I've been on one date all year.
Jesus. Oh man, you're gonna blow up. All the guys are gonna start asking you out. And well, I'll wait for
That
you to have
already
free
happens
time.
though. That already happens. And then like when you post pictures, like on Facebook dating, it connects to your Instagram. So then people see my Instagram pictures and then they start reporting me saying that I'm a fake account. And then it's like every other 5 days I gotta re-verify that I'm a real person. I'm like, oh my God, this just isn't worth it.
Real. And
It's just not worth
you say if you want to see if I'm real, watch the Yo Show.
I do. And I've even taken like screenshots of like fans that I have and all of the amazing things that they've said about me. Video like screenshot video or screen video to yeah, like screenshot videos, like short term ones, like 8 to 10 seconds or whatever, of like stuff that people have said about me. And it's like I have like a little folder on my phone of just all of this amazing positive reinforcement from all these amazing people that I've met, that have come across my path, and then I've ended up having a connection with of some kind or another. And yeah, I don't know. But it's all about AI and algorithms, and they don't give a shit. Like if you're real or not, because I have like professional photos done, or like I know how to make my selfies look like they're professional photos. I mean, I don't know. I can't have a dating life because I keep getting kicked off of dating apps.
and
And even when I don't even mention anything about any other social media or anything like that, it's like, hey, this is what I'm looking for. This is who I am. Da da da. And it's like, you're fake. You're fake. You're fake. Motherfuckers.
God.
I think that people just get mad because they take it personal if I don't respond to messages. But then
Yeah.
I get so
Oh,
many
that's
messages, and it's like I wish I could respond to all of them, but I can't. And it's not a. It feels crazy even just saying that. But like with my Snapchat, like I was getting to a point, and this is just an example with Snapchat. I was getting to a point where in order to catch up on all of the chats, I was taking between 5 and 6 hours
Oh my God.
of just sitting there like looking at okay, look, or just look. Okay, I might comment back on this one. Okay, yeah, I know this person. That's a funny response. Okay, I'll respond back to that. Look, and just looking at all of them and not even responding. Maybe only responding to like 5 to 10%, and it would take me 5.5 to 6 hours.
Oh my God. And I gotta ask seriously, and this is bone serious. Somehow I managed to connect with you.
Oh God.
No, I'm blown away how my message finds its way home. I am like that's because
depends on what platform you're messaging me on.
Oh, okay. Then we'll leave it at
And that's
that.
why I give you my number, so you can just text me, but you never want to do that. You always want to hit me up on like Instagram and Facebook.
Last couple
and
times I
then
text you, I
whatever.
got no response. That's why. Just making sure I still got the right number. I'll text you. I mean, I'm easy. We're buds.
I don't know. I responded to you. I mean, but that was like probably 3 months ago. You gave up too soon.
Men. Now that's the lesson you want to learn.
You gave up too easy.
Right? Well, you don't want to
But
tell
no,
all
a
the
lot
guys
of the
out there.
messages. A lot of the messages are just silly things like, hey, and then 3 weeks later, hey, and then 6 weeks later, hey.
That was the cringe word thing I didn't get to. Like cringe words, hey has definitely become the biggest
Well,
cringe
yeah.
word to every woman on it. You always see women say,
It
what's
is.
with the hey?
It is. I just want to send that emoji being like, thanks for wasting a second of my life. Now
So
let me go get to
explain
the other 60,000 seconds of my life I need to waste
when you
nothingness
see
went
when
off
you
the
see
list.
the hey, what goes off in your head? And you see just a hey, not hey, how you doing or anything, just hey.
Yeah, like if I've never talked to somebody before, I've never communicated with them, I don't know who they are, and I just get that random message, hey, I'm like, all right, next. I don't respond. There's just no way. Why would I? I'm not gonna look at your pictures. No, there's nothing. You didn't connect with me on any level. Like you didn't like throw it like, oh hey, I watched your podcast last night and I really liked it. Or hey, I found you on such and such. And did it like there's nothing that I can jive with on that. Yes, hey is for horses, and I'm not a horse. So if you send me a hey,
Hey.
or even worse, lately, like the past couple of months, I've been getting a hey baby, but it's baby spelled BBY. And if
Oh
there's
my God.
one thing that gets to me worse than a one word, one liner first message is lazy spelling.
BBY is out.
Hey BBY. I'm like, yo, I don't know who you
Oh
are, where you
God.
came from, but you are not on my level. Instantaneously not on my level. I'm not responding to.
I guess
And you said
HAP.
it again and again and again. You're just reinforcing that I was right.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, I don't understand that because women say they get like, you see it on their posts, like 20 to 30 consecutive hays without an answer.
Maybe try a different route. You know what
Yeah.
the definition of insanity is? Repeating the same behavior again and again and
Again and
again and again
again.
and expecting a different result each time.
Right.
I don't want to be with anybody. I don't want to communicate with anybody that's fucking insane. So be creative if you're trying to reach out to me. Like that's the only way to get my attention.
How about this one? I hear this a lot too. I read a lot of Facebook because I love people's ideas. How overblown and worn out is the word gorgeous?
Depends on the
See,
context.
yeah, but everybody's like, oh, like they put gorgeous on everybody's posts, and from what I'm reading, they message the word gorgeous. It's kind of losing its steam, right?
So I
Like,
think that any one word response is illegitimate. I don't care what word it is, unless it's like whore, and then you're
yeah,
like,
well,
fuck you too. But
and
and there are people out there that just do that just because they want to be vindictive and they have hateful souls and whatever. And like, I feel sorry for them. I hope they grow and they can see their ways and feel better about themselves. But if you're just doing a one word, one liner response to a picture, to if you're a message, like if you're DMing someone or if you're dating and you're like, that's your first line, it's just like, that's your intro. I don't know. It's boring. It doesn't do it for me. Be creative. It's a resume. Especially if you're dating, like
it is a resume.
it is a resume. Act
See
like it.
that?
Do you want the job or not?
Yeah,
You only get
yeah.
you only get one chance to make the first impression. And if that's your first impression, you're fired. You
Not to
weren't even
mention,
hired. You weren't even
look,
hired to begin with. You didn't make the cut. Sorry.
not to mention if
Yeah.
your first impression is your dick hanging out, fellas, no, that is a bad audition.
I mean, unless it's a really nice one, then maybe. But those are few and far between.
Yeah, you're meant for your own podcast. How about the guys who like within the first couple sentences? Again, another one I see from Facebook. Meet up.
I just ignore it.
Right, like that.
That's not even a proper English sentence.
Thank you. Ask somebody out on a date. What I did way back before I met my wife, and social media, like meeting people through text and direct message was kind of a thing. And I met a couple of people off of that. But I always say, hey, do you mind if I call you? Because I'd rather talk than just do this chat thing. And then you ask maybe, hey, would you like to go out sometime and dinner or drink, etc. This whole thing, like, hey, let's meet up, is beyond lazy. How bad is this one? Compare it from hey to gorgeous to.
Is that the whole sentence?
Well, they're more or less like,
Is
hey,
there a question mark after that?
Like, hey, do you want to meet up? Or hey, let's meet up. Like,
well, I mean, if it's a proper sentence structurally. Like, hey, I've met you, or I've seen you on such and such, and like, I really admire you. Like, would you like to meet up sometime? I'm located X, Y, Z. Like, you got to cover all your bases. That
Okay.
would have my attention a little bit more because, especially location, because I get people to hit me up from fucking like Australia, like from England, from Minnesota. I mean, Canada, like all over the Hawaii, like. Hey, you want to go get drinks tonight? I don't know. Like I've gotten that a lot lately too. It's like, hey, I want to take you out for a drink. Okay, where is it that we're going? Or like, oh
Right.
hey, I'm in town this week. Where the fuck is town? What's town?
Yes.
Be a little more specific. I don't know who you are. They're like, oh, well, I'm in. I don't think I'm gonna drive 6 hours to go meet you for a drink. I'm sorry.
That's not my town, bro.
Maybe next time. Right, like have some depth to the first impression. But if you're gonna resort down to like a hey, let's go for a drink and fuck, type MO, have some depth to it. Have some details. Be like, just don't waste my time because the time wasting is the bad part. Because you start responding to every single one and then you don't get anything done. And I have a life. I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to do my own thing. Like I have, a family, the whole 9 yards. Like I got shit. There's not enough of me to respond to all the stupid. So I only respond to the things that catch my eye.
Okay. Because you said you were trying to make 10 of you. I definitely am in for one. So there's now 9 of you left. This last
you can
one.
have one of me.
This last one, and I get this from being through like podcasts and finding people who ask the guest co-host and Ray's show, and some men come off with this right off the bat, not even knowing you or what you have, what kind of content you have, how much.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's offensive because I've never accepted money for sex ever.
Yeah.
I've sold videos, that's one thing. It's because of my own production. I'm putting a movie out there. I'm putting a thing you can buy. I am not for sale. I've never done any escorting. I've never worked for a professional porn company that they pay me to do the sex, to do the like. I haven't done anything like that. I've had 1.5 million offers and I've turned them all down. For now, maybe down the line, maybe I will take up on it. I don't know. So let's see how this economy rolls around with the next election. But I might have to. But no, it's just so offensive. Like the how much. I actually had a message that I just deleted earlier today because I had screenshotted it. I just deleted it earlier today. And this guy was like, how much? And I was like, I'm not a prostitute. Sorry, you're gonna have to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then his response, and this was like he had bothered, like this was on Snapchat, so he would like responded to a bunch of like stories, tried to message me a whole bunch of times, just like with emojis, and then he says how much. So then I'm like, I don't do that, but I don't have a price because like you can't buy me. Sorry.
Yeah, there's no price.
It takes more than money to buy me. It takes more than money. I'm worth more than just money. So. Sorry, I'm not a prostitute. That's not applicable here. The next message he sends back is, okay, I know you're not a prostitute, but how much to spend a night with you?
He said, how much again? And then it's price.
I'm like, motherfucker. I'm not talking in code. I'm being real as shit with you. I don't do that shit. Fuck off. Go to a hooker website if you want that. Go to a brothel. I don't know, but like it's not me. I blocked him obviously, but I get that. I on Snapchat especially, I get that. I was getting that all the time.
If you want to have a shot, you got to be an adorable guy who has a great podcast who blushes frequently. That's your starting game right there. Just so you on.
Well, the sidekick of how much is just the word menu.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I haven't,
like,
because you usually see women say menu. So, but men just come right out and just ask for menu.
Wait, women say menu?
Well, no, on their post, like, see my menu.
Oh, like, so, like, yeah, they have it, like, advertising, like, okay, it's this much for dick pic rating, it's this much, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Jesus.
Yeah, but when the first message to me is menu. No question mark, no like, hey, do you have no preface to it? It's just the word menu. I would always just respond with my my website and be like allmylinks.com/vividlyvixen, and then they respond like, "Oh, so you don't have a menu?" No, that's my menu. You can
This
find
is
me
a
on all those
restaurant.
links.
It's not a
If you
restaurant,
really
bro.
want, yeah, I'm not a
Yeah,
restaurant.
right.
If you really want to see certain things, do some research, click on some links, follow me in different places, buy the stuff where it is because it's copyright protected on those websites, the whole 9 yards. I'm not going to sell myself short on Snapchat and send off a bunch of like free nudes, and then they get saved and then they get posted on other websites, and that just eventually down the line devalues you and what you're worth in an online atmosphere. You know, whether you're a content creator of one variety or the other, it's just a cheap shot way of just getting out of it. So, anyways, that's my spiel on that. Sorry.
Wow, that's really good. Yeah, I
And to
kind of like.
maintain that integrity.
I didn't think these cringe words were going to work out as well as they did, but they definitely did. Wow, how about that? Absolutely
You
awesome.
want me? Can I add one to the list?
Sure.
Because of my voice, I get usually between 3 to 5 messages a week asking me if I am a tranny.
Really?
Yes. And it's like there will be no prior conversation beforehand.
Yeah.
It's just your voice is really deep. Are you a tranny? Not a hello, not a hey, like where are you from? Like hey,
Right.
like I've been following you for the past 3 months, and I'm now only just now going to send you a question about like I mean, if the answer is yes, I feel like you would probably realize that it wouldn't be a question. If the answer is no, how is that going to make me feel that you're asking that to me?
Right. Yeah. Jesus.
Like, what are, put two and two together, or at least preface it with, I'm really sorry. I don't mean to be offensive, but I just want to know, how did your voice get to be that low, or has it always been a low, or something like a little bit more kind. At this point, it doesn't offend me. I just roll my eyes at it because it happens all the time. Like I said, but like 3 to 5 times a week, I get that question, like, "Oh, are you a tranny?" And like, to anybody who wants to freaking know, I tell them, well, go check out my OnlyFans and you'll find out for yourself.
Well, there you go.
Because the answer is no. I had a
I like
vocal
your
cord
voice.
injury.
I know you mentioned that. I like your voice. I think
Yeah.
it's so different. I love it. Very
Well,
unique.
and it's because half of my vocal cords are paralyzed. So
Yeah.
I have trouble swallowing and stuff. I have to be careful what I eat. Like I choked a couple days ago when I was eating because I like turned my head to look at someone while they were talking, but then I was swallowing at the same time, and it was like,
Wow.
and it got stuck in the wrong spot. I'm like, hold on, let me die a second, and
Yeah.
coughed it out and
Wow.
whatever, and yeah, so I know now when it goes in the wrong spot, but then I know what not to do while I'm eating. Like I only eat soup, and I just go like this. I eat steak too. I'm just kidding. I don't only eat soup. I mostly eat soup because it's easy and I don't choke on it. But yeah, so it's a catch-22, but it's a disability. So
Yeah.
if say you're paraplegic, if you're gonna go up to someone and be like, so are you paraplegic? They're
So
sitting
like,
in a
can you move
wheelchair. It's
your
like,
foot? Yeah. It's like,
yeah, like, can
um,
you move? Can you do this? It's like, bro, like, fuck off. Like, if you like what the content is that you're watching, then go along with it. Like, is it really your business? No. I don't know. It's not very kind. Some people are remorseful, but maybe only a 15% of the group is actually remorseful. Like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. Blah, blah. The other people are just like, oh, I don't know, you sound like a dude.
sure, some don't look like a dude. That's all. That's all I
I
need.
don't. They can't make this in the surgical lab.
No, they can. And you're talking Dr. Frankenstein of a whole different degree.
Right.
Last thing before we go to run near the end, but I wanted to ask you because I know you're a deep thinker and Jules a deep thinker. Last couple of days we came up with an eclipse. We had an earthquake up this end and more. And everyone's like, oh, the world's ending, blah, 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 blah. Stop. First of all, have you ever experienced an earthquake? Because I was kind of surprised by that.
You're talking about the earthquake that happened in New York?
It actually happened here too,
Or
very
New
briefly.
Jersey? Yeah.
Yeah, New York, New Jersey got felt a little bit in PA. I was laying in bed. I was off that day. My wife had left for work, and I felt the bed shake. I'm thinking, all right, construction or something. Looked around because everyone says look around your house. Look around my house, nothing fell. But you felt it. It was an earthquake. Felt it. And then the eclipse, of course, don't look at it, put on these special glasses. There's not ending. What do you think? Like, moments like this, does it put you in any kind of perception? Because a lot of people assume, because this is going on, that the world's about to end. Does it matter at all? It's just nature, right?
That's so fantastical that you even just brought that up because
Thank you.
I've it's so cool. Because of the perspective, because I haven't talked to you about any of this stuff. So the fact that you even just brought it up and said that people where you are on the other side of the country were saying that the world was going to end and all that. I mean, first of all, did I think that the world was going to end because of the solar eclipse? No, not that day. I mean, soon, yes, but not that day.
Just everyone going
The
back
world
and
has been slowly ending the world as we know it has been slowly ending the past 3.5 years. Maybe a little longer than that. But I think it's for the better. I think we're all like I said, it's the Great Awakening. We're all waking up to be like, oh shit, we're just a bunch of sheep. We need to start questioning everything. So the fact that you asked me that, I love it. I thought it was really crazy that everyone is making such a big deal about the solar eclipse. Now, I've seen a solar eclipse before.
yeah.
Yeah, they're great. I've seen several lunar eclipses. They're beautiful. Love the lunar eclipses much better. You don't, it doesn't hurt your eyes when you look at it. I also don't think that it's like why would we not want to look at the solar eclipse? Like you can look at it and you're not going to be able to see it. It's not that like, oh, don't look at it because it's going to make you blind. Like that's an old superstition that they told us when I was a kid. It's totally invalid.
Same.
Yeah, it might hurt if you look at the sun, but that's like any other day. Like,
Right.
I mean, I don't know. Like our eyes are not built to stare at the sun, especially if they're blue and really light sensitive. And,
yeah. Like, at what point was it ever good to look at the sun?
yeah. I believe the sun is totally like it rules everything. I think that life comes from the sun. I believe in getting as much sun in your day-to-day regime as possible. I think that working your 9-to-5 job in an office building with no window is a waste of your life.
I've seen you get your sun. Bravo.
Yes. As much
Yes.
as covering as much as my body as possible. Absolutely.
Sure. Yes.
The sun grows stuff, like I've told people before, like I'm like a plant and I convert it to energy. I sit there and I can just meditate in the sun, especially on the beach with the ocean and the water and this, like just getting like grounding myself in the dirt of the earth and with the sun on my bare skin. And I mean, it's the most rejuvenating thing possible. I'm getting off topic. The
No, you're okay. Because
um,
women enjoying the sun, and my wife included, 'cause she loves it. It's a beautiful thing because it brings so much energy to women in so many ways.
not just women, to everybody. That's why we go to
Well,
the beach on vacation.
men a little less. Men like they get the
No,
sun.
y'all
They'll
just
take the
hide your
sun.
feelings. You just hide your feelings. You
Okay.
guys just gotta be tough guy. It is
Nah,
rejuvenating. The sun is
because I'm not
rejuvenating.
because I'm not a beach guy.
For your own personal insecurities. It has nothing to do with how your body works or feels while it's there.
And it's got a little to do with the heat and the sand and a little bit of that. Well, I'm a little conscious. Like if I go
Hmm.
swimming,
Hmm. Don't be. You're there to experience the environment, not to worry about what society or that's there on the beach thinks about you.
No, I hope my
Right.
wife's not tuning in right now. She's gonna be like, "See, I told you." She always like, "Come on, just have fun, let loose, relax." I'm always like,
Right.
"Well, yeah."
All right. So you want to hear my really ghetto down version synopsis of like why the sun and the beach and like why all that is like a relaxing thing, why people go to the beach to relax on their day off, especially down here in Florida. I mean, even when I was in Ohio for 4 years, we had a day off. Even if there was an hour of no clouds, we would run to the beach. And it was a shitty ass beach on Lake Erie. It's like not like we would want to go in that water or anything, but we would go there and take our shoes off and just decompress. And the reason being is like, okay, if our hearts run our bodies, right? If they stop, what restarts it? If your heart stops, what do they do to restart your heart?
Oh, they shock it.
Electricity.
Right.
Right? Okay. When there is a storm in the sky, a lightning storm, do you know what causes the lightning storm? What causes that rain? What causes all of that drama that happens in the atmosphere? It's negative ions.
Right.
Negative
I was
ions,
going to say
right?
it's an energy clash.
Yes, this is an energy clash. There's too many negative ions, and that's the Earth, the world balancing itself back out to neutral via lightning strikes down to Earth. It grounds itself. And then once all of the negative ions are out of the atmosphere, the storm goes away. If the Earth does that to balance itself, is it not the same reason why we do it? We go to the beach, we take our shoes off, and we get in the water, we get in the dirt,
Wow.
we get naked, we don't have rubber on our shoes as we're walking around all day long. We're disconnected from grounding our inner electricity. So that circuit is just going and going and going, and it's bouncing off itself with our rubber shoes that we all wear every single day. So you take those shoes off and you go out and go grab the mail in your front yard, in the dirt, in the grass. It feels good. There's a reason for that.
That's pretty wild, 'cause my wife always says she loves the feel of the water hitting her feet.
Yeah, because the water helps conduct the electricity better, and it helps us level out faster. And we always feel better when we're done at a day, at the day of the beach. We're always like more relaxed, and okay, yeah, we're a little sunburnt usually, and not me because I'm out in it all the time. But for those of us that don't make that a priority, I feel like going to the beach is as important to our inner selves and our health and our well-being as going to the gym and eating healthy.
Wow.
I make it a priority. I got to go out. I got to be barefoot out in the dirt. If I can't get near the water, then at least out in the dirt in the front yard or whatever it might be. I got to ground my own internal electric circuit in order to function normally. And I think that the more that we do that, the more balanced we are on a daily basis, interactions at work, whatever. We're more level-headed. We see things a little differently. If you make it a part of your routine, it's such a huge difference. So as far as the solar eclipse goes, we didn't really see it here in Florida where I am. We only had like a mid-partial. I put sunglasses on, and then I hopped in the back seat because the windows in my truck were like are a little extra tinted. So I looked through the window tint plus the sunglasses, and then I could briefly see like a flash of it, but and then my eyes would kind of get funky. So I didn't really see it at all. I tried. I mean, my kid saw it too. She was super excited, and I pulled her out of school early. I was like, all right, we're gonna go and try and see this damn thing. But it's welcoming in that solar eclipse is like welcoming in the new age of Aquarius, as far as astrologically goes. And then there's a comet that was in the sky for like 3 nights or something, like the Devil's Tail comet that hasn't been visible for like 81 years. And then there's also a star in the sky right now that hasn't been visible to us for like 91 years. And it's only visible for the same amount of time. It's very brief. So all of those things astrologically, if you're into astrology and the cosmos, the astros, are all very significant changes for the future. So I think 2024 is going to be a big year on all different levels.
It's amazing. I love the whole beach thing, and it's a great way. I mean, I hate to check time, but we're out of time. But I just love. And that's a great ending. It's so positive, and it makes a lot of sense. Like I said, with even my feet, and I'm not a beach guy, my feet hit the water. It's like, nice. And my wife, and then so many people are glued to it. Jules said it's her, when I talk about mood changers, she said being at the beach and getting in that water is like her number one mood changer. So you really nailed the point home with a brilliant outlook on it, Viv. I'm going to use that word. I hope it doesn't make you blush. I'm kidding. I hope it does make you blush because it's brilliant, great. deduction.
I can't take all the credit for it though. I've listened to another podcast called The Red Pill Project for like almost 6 years now. So,
but even absorbing it is good though.
Yes.
Because you watch, you learn, you absorb, and as always, with every episode you join, you amaze me more and more. I adore you. I love having you here. I love your smile. I love your energy, and I love the fact that you want to get more into this, and that I could be a part of your growth here. So I thank you so much.
Part of my family, my pod fam.
Absolutely. Massive thank you tonight to Chloe Styler. Again, Facebook at Chloe Styler. Instagram, hello, Chloe Styler. www.chloestyler.com. The new single 25 is out today. We played it here earlier along with a couple other songs, so check her out. Check out Vividly Vixen and check out the Yo Show right now. Don't forget to download the song after the show. Massive thanks, of course, to you, Viv. You are beautiful. I adore you. I really do. You've become such a great part of my life. Like I said, like a friendship, a kinship from somebody I live so far away from that I've never met. It's the amazing that when social media goes right. So thank you.
Hey, if that's your own gut instinct. That's your psychic sense that you say you don't have.
Truth.
You kicked in, and here we are. It's like
right.
when you walk out the door and you're like, man, I feel like I'm forgetting something, and then you walk back in, and all of a sudden there's your key sitting right there, like, oh, man, that was it. Right. Gotta listen to those little nigglings in your head.
Beauty and brains, ladies and gentlemen. Do not typecast our amazing Vividly Vixen. We're gonna get the heck out of here. St. Ricketts, The Catalyst is the song. www.stricketts.com. Jeff the Shark Perini and the beautiful Vividly Vixen saying goodnight to everybody. And we'll see you soon on the Yo Show.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Indeed, when we left the volume down, when we started the wrong spot. And there we go. Thanks, Viv.
Introduce yourself. You're doing a fire. You have all the reason to begin again. Honor this desire. Do you hear the call? Coiling the wire. You have all the reason to begin again. Honor this desire. I have found the catalyst, and I have found the catalyst in you. Understand yourself. This is not a test. You have all the reason to begin again. Honor this request. Do you wait for love? Put your acquiesce. You have all the reason to begin